Have you ever wondered to yourself, how much shall I charge for that? How much will I charge for a day of my time? Or how much will I charge for that product? Or how much shall I charge for that session? Have you ever wondered that? I know I have. And in fact, over the years, I've been able to come up with a number of ideas that can help us, me and you, to charge the right price, the right fee. Hello there, my name is Peter Thomson. I'm the UK's most prolific information product creator. Some say the world's most prolific. And over the last 27 years, I've been sharing my knowledge, experience and expertise and my take on it with coaches, consultants, speakers, trainers and small business owners to help them build themselves businesses and lives of choice and share their knowledge, experience and expertise by writing and creating a vast variety of informational products. And this idea today is all about money. Now, when we talk about money, we need to be careful, don't we? Because we don't want to get focused on the money because that gets us in the wrong frame of mind altogether. Yes, we want to have an abundance mentality rather than a lack mentality, but I think of money like this. It's the silent applause for a job well done. Or you might think of it in a slightly different way. It's what it makes of you, not what it makes for you. I'll put that down for the moment. So what I want to talk about is how we deliver value and get paid appropriately for the value that we deliver. Now, I'm going to take it as a given that you and I deliver amazing value to our clients because I'm sure that's what we do. And right at the end, I'm going to give you 4 questions to ask yourself, which will really bring this to life and help you come to terms with charging the right fee for the value that you deliver. I wonder whether you've thought about this at any time. What would we need to improve in our preparation, in our delivery, in our follow-up, in order to be paid at a higher rate? Now, immediately my mind goes, well, Peter, if you're asking me that question, well, I wouldn't change anything. You know, I do believe that I'm properly prepared and I deliver the best I can deliver and I do follow up properly. I believe so. And I wouldn't really change anything. But then I pose another question to myself, and I'm asking you as well. What about if we took your fee rate and changed it to, let's say, 10 times more? If your fee rate was 10 times more, would you spend a little bit more time in prep? Would you do something different when you were delivering your coaching or consulting or your speaking or your training or the delivery of what it is that you do? Maybe it's a product or a service. I'm thinking particularly services today and swapping time for money. Would you improve something? How about this? How about if you were paid 100 times more than your normal fee rate, your daily rate or your hourly rate, 100 times more? Would you spend any more time in prep? Would you improve the delivery in some way, or would you improve the follow-up in some way? And if the answer is yes, and it was for me, there was a reluctant yes, but it was a yes. If the answer is yes, then that prompts us to think, well, hang on a minute. Maybe what I should be doing is making those improvements anyway. Maybe I should be improving my prep. Maybe I should be improving when I deliver. Maybe I should be improving my follow-up. I'm sure you have the point there, and maybe what we need to do is to be thinking about that in those ways. Next point, and I've got a number of points for you today. Are you charging a fee rate you're comfortable with? And I've asked this question of a number of my private clients and the groups that I work with and said, you know, how comfortable are you with the rate that you're charging? And I've done this sometimes just for a bit of a laugh. And I've said to somebody sitting here across the table from me, are you comfortable with the fee rate you're charging? And they go, oh yes. And I go, not right then. Not right. It's not high enough yet. Remember, we're not trying to rip anybody off by having high rates. We're trying to be appropriately and rightfully and royally rewarded for the difference that we make. After all, the income we get just directly reflects the outcome that somebody else gets. That's the way it works, isn't it? It's the old Nightingale thing about the old apothecary scales and the bowls. One labelled service, one labelled reward. And if we're looking in here because there's not enough, we're looking in the wrong place. So yes, we're delivering great service, great value, great outcome. And because of that, we get more income. That's the way that it works. So if we're comfortable at the moment with the fee rate, maybe that's a prompt to think about, could it be higher? I remember many years ago, I was hosting a J. Abraham event. And I'd done 6 of them. I'd been to Los Angeles and been on the event myself. And then when Nightingale Conant brought J. Abraham to the UK, they asked me if I would host these events for them, which I did, 6 3-day events and a whole week event as well. And I remember because I used to speak on the event as well as hosting it, sharing some of my ideas. I remember somebody coming to me at the back of the room. In fact, a number of times this happened, and this one particular guy said to me, could you come and do this stuff that you do with my team? And I'm not an easy person to give away the yes, so I don't usually say yes. I usually ask questions instead. But anyway, we had a conversation. And in that moment, I was thinking about fee rates. And I decided when he asked me how much it was going to be, and I have a process for that, the way you frame it properly. After all, it's what you say before you say what you mean to say that's so important, isn't it, as you and I know. But I decided to take my fee rate and multiply it by 2.5 times. 2.5 times. And so I quoted this particular fee rate, and with the proviso as well, the caveat, if you like, that I don't do one-night stands. So if he was interested in me doing a series of interventions, workshops, etc. for him to help his team, then I would gladly do it. He was a great guy. He and I got on like a house on fire. But 2.5 times, because I knew that was reflecting far better the value I was delivering. And he immediately said yes. And I thought, oh, I won't repeat what I was thinking. But I was thinking, oh, maybe I should have gone higher. But of course it prompted me to think, well, maybe I should go higher. But what happened was this. Because I was new at this new fee rate, 2.5 times my normal fee rate, business picked up. More and more people were asking, and I was charging this new rate. And then I started charging different rates, and on and on and on and on. Till for one particular 1-hour speaking gig, I quoted 10 times my normal rate. And the reason was that I'd found out who'd spoken the year before at this particular conference. And it was a celebrity. And they'd done their thing, and everybody was laughing and happy at the end of it. But of course, as you and I know, that soon wore off. But I felt that I could have massive value for this particular client. And so I quoted 10 times. I didn't get it, didn't do it. But I was so pleased with myself for actually going for it. Because that got me to realize the value of what I was delivering. So when we're thinking about price, I wonder if you've ever lost a deal on price. And if you have, then I wonder if you could think about this idea. I've found for me, it may be true for you, that if I've ever not got the fee that I wanted, I probably didn't do the job. But if I didn't get that deal, it didn't happen very often, then it was because of mistakes I made far earlier in the conversation, not the mistake I made at the point of saying the price. So I didn't set it up properly. As you heard me say earlier, you probably heard me say before, it's what you say before you say what you mean to say that makes the difference. So if you do run into that problem, I'd suggest thinking carefully about how you're setting up the price. My next point is this, is wondering for yourself about the value of a day of your life. So here's 4 questions you can ask that maybe will get your mind thinking about price in a slightly different way. Question number 1. Am I dealing with the right type of client? There's no point fishing in a broke pond, is it? So question 1, are you dealing with the right type of client? Question 2, what's the value of what you deliver to your client? I would think it's worthwhile thinking about that, maybe writing it down, saying, well, yeah, that's the outcome they're getting. What's the value of what you deliver? Number 3 question, as I just telegraphed a moment ago, what's a day of your life worth? And are you prepared to swap that day, that irreplaceable day, for that particular fee? Or should it perhaps be a little higher? And question 4, this is a question you'll ask yourself. When will I next test my price? Now, be careful. If these ideas have made you think, I'm simply not charging enough for the value I deliver, and what I've found is most people, when they do this exercise and they start testing their market carefully, they find that they have been charging far too low a price for the value that they deliver. And so be careful with the test. Don't just test it on everybody straight away and lose all the business. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? But think about maybe the next conversation, preparing a little better, positioning the price a little better, asking for a fee that's fair, reasonable for both the client and for you, for swapping a whole day of your irreplaceable life. Need to think about what it's worth, don't we? If you've got any comments, pop them down there. Happy to get involved in the dialogue. So important, this idea about pricing. And so many of the coaches, consultants, speakers and trainers that I've dealt with over the last 27 years were charging nowhere near the value that they were delivering. Nowhere near. I enjoyed putting this together for you. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos. Then click to watch the next video. Remember to visit our website at peterthomson.com and download your free copy of my latest book, How to Write Your Business Book in 5 Days or Less. Until next time, every success.